This is the story of Mario Sperry.
Let's talk about a choice. Imagine you're about to sign the papers for a safe, stable corporate job, but then you get a call to step into a ring for a professional fight. What do? Well, today, we're diving into the story of a man who took that call and became an absolute legend in combat sports, Mario Sperry, the one and only Zen Machine.
So imagine this. You get the phone call. It's your big break, a fight in Pride, the biggest fighting organization on the planet. The catch? Your opponent is Igor Vovchanchyn, a human wrecking ball who had literally destroyed every single Brazilian fighter he'd ever faced. Sperry, without even blinking, says, "I'll take it," hangs up the phone, and then it hits him. Oh my God, what did I just do?
So that's the real question here, isn't it? How does a university student studying economics end up on a collision course with the most feared striker in the world? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning, to that one single choice that changed everything.
Our story really kicks off not in a gym, but at a massive fork in the road, with two futures that could not be more different.
You have to appreciate the timing of this. Sperry is sitting there, literally, filling out the hiring paperwork for a big corporate job at Aon. He's got his economics degree, the safe path is laid out right in front of him. And at that exact moment, the phone rings. It's an offer for his first MMA fight, and the prize money for that one night is more than his entire first year's salary would have been. The choice, suddenly, became very, very clear. But the hardest part wasn't making the decision for himself. It was telling his dad, who was a pretty strict military man. Sperry was prepping for a huge argument. Instead, his father just looks up from his newspaper and asks him, "Is that what you want to do?" Sperry says yes, and his dad just goes, "Okay, so do it, but promise me one thing, be the best." And that was it. The door to the corporate world slammed shut for good. With those words from his father basically burned into his mind, Sperry went all in. He completely dedicated himself to martial arts, and he landed at the doorstep of one of the toughest, most demanding teams in the entire world. Now, Sperry wasn't starting from scratch. He was already a legit brown belt in judo, so he had a great base. But when he started training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the master, Carlson Gracie, his learning curve was just vertical. He got his blue belt in 1 month. That's insane. And by 1995, he was getting his black belt on the podium of the World Championships. And he wasn't just learning any old jiu-jitsu. He was being forged in the Carlson Gracie Style. This was jiu-jitsu built for a fight. It was all about aggressive takedowns, crushing top pressure, just a relentless, forward-moving game designed to break people. It was a philosophy that fit Sperry's mindset like a glove. So by 1998, all that hard work leads to this historic moment. He does something nobody had ever done before in a competition. He's submitted a Gracie. Not just any Gracie, but the legendary Royler Gracie. I mean, this sent actual shockwaves through the jiu-jitsu community and proved, without a doubt, that Sperry was one of the best on the planet.
The man had officially arrived. His super efficient, almost robotic style on the mats earned him the nickname Zen Machine, which means Jose Machine. But because he was always so famously calm and composed during his fights, he adapted it to something the whole world would soon recognize: the Zen Machine.
And oh man, did he live up to that name. He went on to become a 3-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion. And then there's the Abu Dhabi Combat Club, or ADCC, the Olympics of grappling. In its very first year, he didn't just win his weight class, he won the Absolute Division too. He was a true trailblazer in both gi and no-gi grappling. Which of course brings us right back to that phone call we talked about at the beginning. His grappling resume was bulletproof, so Sperry turned his attention to the biggest test for any martial artist back then, the no-holds-barred world of the Pride Fighting Championships in Japan. And what a test it was. Seriously, on paper, this was a complete nightmare. Vovchanchyn was a monster. He had a 47-4 record, and he specialized in one thing: knocking out grapplers. He had a whole highlight reel of just taking out Brazilian fighters. Everybody pretty much assumed Sperry was just going to be the next victim on the list. Yeah, but they totally underestimated the Zen Machine. Sperry said he trained one single takedown, and he practiced it, in his words, 1,000,000 times. He survived the crazy opening storm from Igor. He executed his game plan perfectly. He dragged the fight down to the mat where he was king and just methodically worked his way to an arm triangle choke for the submission. It was a huge, huge win for him and for jiu-jitsu on the world's biggest stage. So at this point, Sperry is on top of the world. He's a champion in every major arena. But right as he hit that peak, he and his team were about to face their single biggest challenge. And it came from the one person they never saw it coming from. And Sperry himself is really clear on this point. He and his teammates didn't leave their mentor, Carlson Gracie. They were expelled, kicked out. See, as the sport got bigger, Sperry and his partners knew they needed specialized coaches for striking and wrestling back home in Brazil. Carlson, who had moved to the U.S., he didn't agree. The disagreement got so bad that one day he just kicked them all off the team.
So what do you do when your entire world gets turned upside down like that? You build a new one. Sperry and his partners got together and co-founded the legendary Brazilian top team, and they built it on this formula that was absolutely revolutionary for the time. Instead of one master teaching everything, they brought in world-class experts for each discipline: boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling. They created a professional team structure that basically became the blueprint for every major MMA gym you see today.
So through all the championships, the tough losses, the professional drama, Mario Sperry built this legacy that goes so much deeper than just a collection of belts or trophies.
He gets that real growth doesn't come when things are easy. It comes from the failures, from the times you get knocked down and you have to figure out, okay, how do I get back up better and smarter than I was before?
When you look at his total impact, it's just immense. He wasn't just a fighter. He was an innovator who literally changed the way athletes train for MMA. He was a pioneer who proved his art could work at the very highest level. And he was a coach who passed all that hard-won knowledge down to whole new generations of champions.
Which really leads to one last question. Mario Sperry was a BJJ master, a submission wrestling revolutionary, and an MMA trailblazer. He did it all. In our modern era of hyper-specialization, where guys focus on one thing, you have to wonder, will we ever see a true multi-talented pioneer who could master it all like the Zen Machine did again?
Every like and subscribe is appreciated. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and click on the screen right now.